Southwest Florida. We're back. We have a little Parliament Funkadelics playing in the background. The flashlight there on Dr. King Day Celebration 2019. Who, me? Of course, I'm Lee Pitts, the host of the award-winning Lee Pitts Live on Fox 4, the longest-running television talk show in Southwest Florida's history, and a recent recipient of the Dunbar Festival Committee's Dr. Martin Luther King Hall of Fame induction. Hopefully they'll bring the award out here and I can display it. It's a big honor indeed. I'll talk about that more when I get some committee members over here. This gentleman right here, this is the incomparable, the undescribable attorney, Esmond Lewis, who happens to be a member of that grandfather of them all, AFIA, yes, chartered 1906.
There you go.
Founded. Welcome to Lee Pitts Live, man.
Thank you, Lee. It's always a pleasure.
Always great to get you on the show, man. I must say you're looking dapper as usual.
Yes.
Martin Luther King Day celebration.
Yeah.
I know the Apples had an outstanding breakfast this morning. You're a member of Alpha Phi Alpha. Tell us, how was the turnout and what was it like this morning?
The event is the Martin Luther King Unity Breakfast. And as you know, this is our 12th year of having it. So it's the 12th annual MLK Unity Breakfast. Outstanding, as usual. We had a full house at the Sidney and Byrne Davis Center. 320. It was pretty much up to the fire marshal's limit.
Okay. Why do you think that, and whenever you go to the breakfast, you have a cross section of all religions, races, creeds, income statuses? Why do you think Dr. King's message resonates so well here in the Fort Myers community?
Well, I'll highlight one of Dr. King's phrases that he's known most for. He says, an injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And I think that he also talks about the fact that we are all linked together. And so the theme and the reason for our doing this Unity Breakfast every year is to highlight in our community the fact that we are all one at the end of the day. So, whether different fraternities, different sororities, different organizations, different businesses, city leaders, government leaders, and everybody comes together in this wonderful, sort of like a gumbo of sorts, with everybody just mixing together, and it makes something great.
Excellent. William, as we're talking, I want you to take a little pan right there and kind of give people an idea of the crowd that's assembling here. Every year we come right here to Centennial Park. Kind of describe what's it like to be out here with the crowd that continues to come in and to celebrate when you come out here to celebrate Dr. King. What's it like?
Right. Well, this is community at its finest. It's just people, everybody looking to have a great time to honor a man that's without equal in terms of Martin Luther King. But, it's also a good day just to kick back. The kids are out of school, so my kids are here, so the school-age kids are here, just enjoying the day, seeing people that they, the friends, family, getting some good food back there, and sampling all of the tables from the different organizations that have either things to promote or to sell.
Now, I know you over there doing something with something. The Apples have a table out here today or something like that?
We do. We have, we're going to be, one of our fraternity's missions is in ensuring that we are all voting people.
Ah.
So our phrase is, a voteless people is a hopeless people.
Okay.
And in doing that, we will be assisting the Lee County Supervisor of Elections in registering voters.
Okay.
As you know, this past November, Florida passed a referendum. The Florida residents passed a referendum that allowed for ex-felons, to now vote. Mm-hmm. And in keeping with that, we're promoting that message that now, hey, even if you had a felony, if your probation is over, if your community service is completed and you are now restored back to society, you are eligible to vote.
I know that you were talking about this long before it was passed. I can go back at least 6 or 7 years ago,
right,
when you would be doing educational, you and some other local attorneys.
Right.
What's the name of that Black Lawyers Association here locally?
The Isaac Anderson Jr. Bar Association.
You guys started educating us on this a long time ago.
Right.
What does it feel like now to see it has come to fruition, and the fact that it needs to be taken advantage of?
Absolutely. It feels absolutely great.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, in my line of work, voting is one of the central tenets to just being a responsible citizen. If you're not able to vote, you're not a complete citizen in many respects. And Florida, for many years, has had we have lagged towards the end of the pack in terms of states being progressive about voting rights. Thankfully, the people of Florida answered in this last election and have said, if you committed a crime in the past, but now you are a fully restored citizen, you should be able to enjoy the fruits of being a responsible citizen, and voting being among the most important.
And you paid your debt to society.
Absolutely.
And a lot of other things you should be able to do too, in terms of being able to check that you did have a criminal background on your job application, but that not be held against you.
Absolutely.
Explain to me, I think it's a name for that.
Right, it's the restoration of voting rights, because they look at the people who are now being new voters under this standard as now restored voters.
Okay.
So yeah.
I mean, in terms of employment.
Sure.
I think they said something about you don't have to check the box anymore, or something like that.
Right. Many employers are. Private employers still have some flexibility in what they can do, but many employers are actually drawing back from that requirement and not asking people about their criminal record. The truth about it is, most employers who do a background check, they will see it anyway.
Right.
So, you know, it's up to that person to volunteer that information if they'd like to.
It doesn't make any sense for people to be able to get back into society, become a part of productive citizen once they so-called been rehabbed while incarcerated, to not be able to go out and vote, not be able to get a job,
right,
and get themselves back rolling. Because if you can't do those things, you start getting back into a lifestyle to help you put food on the table.
Right. What are your options, or what are your alternatives if you can't get a job to feed your family legally? Well, you're going to have to do something, or many people resort to doing things that are not legal, and we don't want that. I think you picking up on something that you said earlier. When somebody has paid their debt to society, society owes it to them to allow them to build their life back.
If Dr. King were alive today, you think he'd be right at the forefront of that type of movement?
Dr. King would have been preaching about this a long time ago, before Florida woke up to it. But this is absolutely something that Dr. King is critical to his mission. As you know, Dr. King was critical to the passing of the 1964 Voting Rights Act. So you know right off the top that Martin Luther King Jr. cared about people being able to exercise their right to vote.
Okay, this is great.
All of you that are out there.
Where's Riverside Drive? No, the march is going to, I wouldn't
towards. Try to assemble yourselves.
The marches are going to be coming in. We're going to try to keep, we're going to see if we can keep Esmond here.
We're going to do our open preliminaries, and then we will open it back up.
I don't know how far what time you have. Yeah, they're supposed to be rolling in here about 12. They're right on time.
Yep.
We'll keep Esmond here and continue to talk. Esmond, talk about this whole experience here, all these vendors out here, and typically I think about 1,000 people will be here by the end of the day, in and out, right?
Right, and it's a great event. I love it here, not only for what my organization is doing, but just to be able to mix with members of the community. In front of us is a DJ. They've got a stage. There will be various groups, singers, performers who will perform on that stage. There may be some oratory that we'll hear. Of course, all this good food. Now, you know I like to eat, so all this good food behind us. There'll be fun and games on the park grounds. So it's an inspiring event every year.
Well, great for the entire family.
Absolutely.
Stay alert. I want you to pan over there to that health mobile there. We got a clinic out here giving free screenings. Sitting here at a premier mobile health You can get on there and get all your screenings. I went on there and got my blood pressure checked and some glucose checking. All kinds of things out here for the community. Big shout out to Nadine for getting this bus and having it as a full clinic on the inside. A young African American. It's the only clinic like this on wheels in Southwest Florida, and she's making a name for herself indeed. Now I hear it looks like the apples might be leaving. Just put the camera on that as they come in. Now you've actually marched in this many times. Tell us about where they start off and what's the march process like spiritually and physically and emotionally.
Right. Well, we start the march at the Jupiter Hammond Public Library, and then we follow the approximately 2.5, 3 mile march down to Centennial Park. Okay. And of course, the Alphas are leading. Right. The Dunbar Festival Committee has honored Alpha in allowing us to lead the march every year because, of course, this event is named after Dr. King, who was a member of Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity. Okay. So I love to see this with the college brothers down there just chanting and providing energy.
And we got, go ahead, just like a parade, we got, it's not a parade, it's a march. Stay over there on that. We have all types of organizations and churches and everything. Kind of give us a composition of a little bit of who all these people march.
Right. So you see here, you got the Girl Trek team, which is a walking and running team. You've got behind us coming in the Quality Life Center, which is an organization that assists with children and adults and in terms of improving their lives. Mr. Muhammad was also honored at our breakfast this morning.
Great honoree.
Dunbar High School always marches with their marching band, and they do that similar to a lot of the HBCU style. You've got other community organizations. I mean, it just Joe North he has a group that he's a part of that is also marching.
Right. And what the great thing about it today is a perfect day. We got a nice little breeze here. People, it's around 68 degrees. Nice little breeze coming up the Caloosahatchee River. You can bring that camera back now, William. We are here at Leafins Live. We are live on the spot. All these people are coming in now from the march. It came from, it started at the Dunbar Community School.
Yes.
And then it has worked its way through the city of Fort Myers. Thousands of people are showing up. And as the day progresses after this program this morning, there will be more people coming out throughout the day. Leafins Live, of course, we don't come out here and do a 2-minute sound bite on Dr. King Day. We're the only television show that comes out here, covers this event from end to end as a media sponsor. Right. We want to do the type of work here that's fit for a king. Leafins Live was not created to come out here and halfway cover something of this nature. We're the television show that's going to be here. We're going to be talking to people throughout the day like Esmond, get some texture to what's taking place here today. Esmond, I think we hear a band coming in that got to be the one and only, right?
That's the one and only Dunbar Tigers, and they're coming in strong. And I'm actually, the sound is sounding nice, I tell you. Every time I hear that beat, it makes me feel like jumping a little bit.
But this is a celebration, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Now that Dunbar Tigers, they have that high school has a great reputation too. Let's talk about it.
Absolutely. Well, Dunbar High School is of course named after Paul Lawrence Dunbar, and is a part of the black community in Fort Myers. And now it's not an exclusively black school, but it carries with it not only the name but the tradition.
Paul Lawrence Dunbar, great poet.
Absolutely.
Right.
And of course, when you think about, we honored among others Melvin Morgan, Johnny Streets, and Walt Wesley. All three of those persons were graduates of Dunbar High School at some point in time in either the 50s or the 60s, and it's inspiring. We're now in the 21st century, but full circle, these people are still working and doing things for our community.
Okay, let's get a feel for right here. Let's come back here. William right here, and then we're going to take a feel for the setting. We'll get back to the band in a minute. That high school, Dunbar High School, I want to make this point under the leadership of Carl Burnside, the principal, is a Microsoft certified high school in technology. It's considered one of the best high schools in the world. It is the only Microsoft certified high school in the world, and it's right here in the African American community. put your children in that school.
Right.
My hope is that my son will go to Dunbar High School. And the band, make it straight. Let's just catch the band over my shoulder. I'll continue to speak. Let's get this band started. Every year I come out here, Esmond, I keep saying, I got to get some of them band members over here to the
Right. Oh, yeah.
They make sure.
These kids, they work hard, and it's nice when they get to present. You know, I used to play in the band. I don't know if you know, I played trumpet, so I love this.
Stay right there. Stay right there. They look like the first of Florida, the Miami. I got the Miami we got the band people. This is real. We're right here, and it's happening right now. We have a distinguished attorney, Esmond Lewis, here on the set with us, and we're going to run it right through. Ready to start. Tell us the program. What is the program trying to get across?
So the program is obviously on Dr. King's message of love for all mankind, and right now the band is gathering with the other people who marched in the commemorative march, and we're going to start, you know, the official program, which of course starts with invocation and then a dedication by all of these persons to the message and the work of Dr. King.
How cool is it to have Lee Pitts live here, Johnny, on the spot?
Absolutely, Lee. You know, you're appreciated, but I don't know that you always get the appreciation that you deserve, because at the end of the day, there is no one group, no one program, no one host who is putting this community on display in the manner that you have done. So I applaud you. I certainly give you your props.
Okay, thank you very much. My comment on that is I am humbled to be able to be laboring in this way. There have been a lot of accolades that have come my way, and I'm grateful for that. In fact, this weekend I was inducted into the Dunbar Festival Committee's Dr. Martin Luther King Hall of Fame.
Congratulations.
And at such a young age, this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
This will be the 7th Hall of Fame I've been inducted in. So I know that just do the work, and if people give you the praise, take the praise. The main thing is to do the work,
right,
like Dr. King.
Right. Well, you always talk about the people who say that it can't be done are often interrupted by people who are doing just what they said couldn't be done. So, you know, do the work, you put it in, and the results will follow.
And as you guys know, a few months ago, Esmond Lewis hosted Lee Pitts Live, and he interviewed me and brought out some insight. He did an outstanding job in that way as well.
I appreciate it, my friend.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll be talking to more distinguished people right here as we cover Dr. Martin Luther King Day Celebration 2019. Lee Pitts Live is a media sponsor. Shout out to the Dunbar Festival Committee for an outstanding week, culminating here in Union Park on this Monday. Dr. King celebration is alive and well. We'll be right back.